Hi Gokul, how are you?
I'm good, sir.
So
How
can,
about you?
I'm good too, thank you. So can
Yeah.
you tell us something about yourself?
My name is Gokul, and I'm a graduate in mechanical engineering, which I completed in the year 2019. After that, I worked in a manufacturing industry for almost 3+ years as a quality control specialist. So now I'm just looking for a transitioning from non-IT to IT background. And for that, I've invested 8 months to acquiring the fundamental and relevant skills required for software testing, which includes manual and automation. So throughout my past role, I have developed strong professional experience towards quality. Like handling the pressurized situations and time-sensitive projects, and like communicating with the teams and working together. So teamwork, they will be there. So like I think I can able to translate well into this new career, and
Mm,
if opportunity is given, I can make a well significant contribution to the organization from the day one itself. And thank you for considering my request for a mock. So I'm happy to answer the further question you may have, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So let me share my screen.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Hmm. So you are using Selenium as an automation tool, okay?
Yes,
And
sir.
you want to automate this use case, this scenario. There are 12 cards on the web page. You are trying to automate a
Okay.
web page in which there are 12 cards, and you need to
Okay.
flip the first one, and the second click should be the matching card from the 12 cards, right? So you have to automate this scenario. So what will be your approach? So you don't have to write the code, just tell the approach.
Okay.
Hmm.
So can you repeat the question now once again, sir? I
Yeah,
can
yeah,
able to.
yeah. Screen is visible to you, right?
Yes, it's visible, sir.
Hmm. So suppose there are 12 cards on the web page. Okay, you are trying to
Okay.
automate a web page which has got 12 cards, and
Okay.
you need to flip the first one, and the second click
Okay.
should be the matching card from those 12 cards. So how will you automate this scenario?
Okay. When I click that, it will flip, right?
Yeah. So first click you'll do, so it will flip.
Okay.
Yeah, and the second click you will get the matching card from those 12 cards.
Matching card from those 12 cards means
Mhm.
I'm not able
So
to
okay,
understand, sir.
yeah, no worries. See, uh, consider. Okay, fine. See, you are flipping. So, are you aware about the cards kind of a game where
Yeah,
they flip?
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
pretty much aware about that.
Okay. Now, whenever you flip the first card, right,
Okay.
it will you will perform the click there, and during the
Okay.
second click, you should
Click.
be have you would get the matching card from the rest of the 11 cards because you have already flipped the first one. So now you are left out with 12 cards, right? So then second
Okay.
click should be the matching card from the rest of the 12 cards. So you have to verify that the first card and the second card are same or not. If they are not, then again you will go for the flip for the third one.
Okay. So it should be matched with the previous one.
It should be, it can be, it cannot be.
Okay.
Hmm,
So whether if it is matched means we validate
hmm,
that and we'll stop there.
right.
Okay.
So you will not
So
stop. So you will continue then for the next cards.
rest of the cards
Hmm,
should I continue?
hmm,
Okay. So maybe the card having some the values, right? So
yes,
they
yes.
only we can able to match that.
Right. So what will you
Yeah.
do? Yeah, how what will be your approach?
Okay, maybe so as simple as like I'll check with the in the card I'll get the information about the first card. If I click the first card, so I'll get the information about the first card, and I'll store it to one side, and I'll just like loop it with clicking that every card, and
Hmm,
I'll condition it. I use if condition, and which will I'll validate with the condition from the first card with the upcoming cards. So if it is match means I'll just like if you want to like
hmm,
continue with the rest of the card means I'll continue that. And
hmm,
if it is matched means we have to break means I'll break from this. So
hmm.
likewise I go with the condition. So for this scenario.
Correct. Okay. So let me share the solution.
Okay, so
Hmm. So you mentioned about the loop thing, right?
yes.
So how many times you will iterate?
Like
Mm,
Maybe we don't like hard codely we can't able to say in the code. So
mm,
maybe I'll get the number of cards in that. Like first of all, if the cards will be in the tag, some tag will be there. So
mm,
I'll first of all I'll take the number of the tags available there. So
mm.
I'll get the size of the tags and I'll pass into the loop. So then it will iterate how many times it will be matched to the number of cards. So maybe I'll do
Correct.
that.
Yes, yes, that's a good thing. See, this is the solution. You
Yeah.
can
Okay.
first, so you'll first locate those elements, right? You will click on the first card to flip it, and then
Okay.
you will see what are the other different cards. You'll find all the cards, and then you'll
Okay.
traverse through all the cards and you'll identify the matching card. So
Okay.
this is the Python code. Similarly, you can write
Okay.
the code in Java also. This is just for your
Java.
understanding. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you'll
Okay, sir.
use
Definitely.
try catch also, right? So find all the cards. This is the logic. You'll identify the matching card. So you will run the for loop and you will have conditions based on that,
Conditions.
right?
Yeah. Okay.
So you will have to write some logic to determine if this card matches the first card, right?
Okay.
And yeah, so here they have assumed that the card's text is
Card is
same as the,
equal, they'll
yeah,
break the statement.
text or number, whatever is fine with you, right? And then you will at the end you will close, right?
Yeah, okay, sir.
Fine. So this will be your solution. Okay, fine. Now let's move to the next question. Hmm. So what is TestNG?
Testing is a framework, so with that we can able to like customize the test through Selenium. So in
Hmm.
the Selenium we can able to integrate the say test engine, and we can able to add many other features like reporting, and we can able to use the customizing of the test cases, like using that before method, after method we can able to do, and also using I think these are the advantages using the TestNG or Selenium.
Okay. Can you tell me about the TestNG annotations and what is their hierarchy?
So, no, first of all, we'll come from the suite, before suite, and before I think before method,
Hmm.
before I'm sorry, before suite, before class, before method, and before test, and test after test, and like after method. So, like after method, after class, after suite. Likewise, we'll have the hierarchy in the notations.
Hmm. See, in order to tell this answer, and you can
Okay.
also give one-liner explanation, right? Like what is before suit? So before suit is nothing but it will execute before all the tests that are there in
For
your
all the
suite,
tests.
right? Then before test will come. So it will be executed before any test method belonging to the classes inside the test tag. Then you have before
Okay.
class, you have before method, right? And then you have test method. Then you have after method, after class, after test,
As
right? After suit. So this will be the
okay.
hierarchy, right? Okay. Can
Okay.
you give me an example when you will use before test in your automation scripts?
Before test.
Mm, mm,
So I have used in my framework. I have used before test. Okay. So
mm.
in the browser to launching a browser. So in the test method, I'm having the method for the I'm having the locators and all. So in the before methods, I used to launch the browsers.
Before
So
method
from
or before test?
before.
Yeah.
So, like if you are using, sir, I'm not able to understand
Uh,
question. Sorry,
yeah.
come
Yeah.
again, sir.
So yeah. So just give me an explanation where you have used before test in your automation framework. Where did you use before test?
So, I've not used before test
Okay.
yet, sir, but I, I can able to try, but
Yeah, yeah, please, please go ahead. This is a mock interview. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, sir. So just give me a minute, sir.
Take your time to think. So meanwhile,
Yeah.
people who are watching this video, just put in the comment section of the video the real time example or real time scenario where you have used before test in your automation framework.
Okay. So before all the test, we have to using before test. No, sir, I'm not able to think the before test, sir. But I've used that the methods before at test annotations
Hmm.
to call the method before starting the test, actual test. So, but I'm not able to think about the after before test
Hmm.
like exactly. So that's why.
Okay, okay, no worries. Now let's say
Okay.
you are working for some particular customer, right?
Okay.
You have already automated the user story. Now, in
Okay.
that user story, there is a scenario that whenever the customer, it's an import file of a scenario. So they are importing the file
Okay.
third time. Okay, whenever they import the file for the third time, then
Third time
they are getting an exception. Okay.
exception.
Hmm. Now, how will you automate this scenario? And I'm giving you a hint.
Uh,
You can do it via TestNG.
yeah, we maybe I can use the like invocation time. So like so the repetitive test, the particular test we can able to do using that parameter, the attribute.
Correct.
And so maybe we can able to give an exception like I think there is an attribute called exception, expected exception there in the
Hmm.
test
Hmm.
ng.
Hmm.
So if that method, if we having handling that with the condition inside the method,
Hmm.
so that method will throw an if that method throws an error, it will pass your test, and like we can able to give any messages we want. So that third time is failed, so we can that we can able to give a message for that user,
Hmm.
maybe like number of the importing will be like, maybe we can able to say them some error messages.
Hmm. So see, if you want to automate it, so you have to use invocation count. Now, if they are getting exception while they are importing for the third time, right? So you will identify the root cause and maybe is that a requirement or is that a really a valid bug? If it's a valid defect, it will get it fixed. And then even if you import it third time, then also you should not get any error message, right?
Okay, but yeah, it depends upon the requirement.
Requirement, right, right. Now you will have to identify first. So you will test
Okay,
it
so whether
manually,
it's
yeah, first.
okay.
And then once you get the exact scenario, once you get the clear picture, then you will automate it accordingly. And you can use invocation count approach. It is just that the assertions, the checkpoints you will have to keep accordingly as per the requirement.
Okay,
Does it,
okay,
should it display error message or should it display allow to import the file third
okay,
time as well?
okay, okay.
Right? Those kind of things. Okay, fine. So this looks good. Mm, okay. So, can you explain how you will configure Jenkins to send email notifications after the build is complete?
Okay, so it's been a while I've used
Mm,
Jenkins. Like
mm,
I'm having that the
mm,
like theoretical knowledge of that. So I've
mm.
just done it one time only.
Okay, no worries.
Maybe
So,
the
what is
Jenkins.
Jenkins? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Please go ahead. If
Jenkins,
yeah.
yes, sir. So the Jenkins is basically a DevOps tool. Like
Mm,
they we can able to continuously integrate the things, and we can able to continuously deliver and develop the thing. So once the like we the developer will commit the code in the repository, means if it is any change, means it will trigger the Jenkins and it will run another time, because like we'll do the integration testing, right? So they'll adding the another commit, means they'll it will test all the tests by running over time. So that's why the we are using the Jenkins, and in the Jenkins itself we can able to say like, if the test will fail, we can able to give a specific mail to alert them that this kind of defect is done like happened in the this time. So we can able to give with the timestamp like this time, and this will happen in this time, so they'll get an alert message. So this will able to done through Jenkins. So that's what I know about the Jenkins.
Mm, mm. Okay, okay, fine. So, see, let me tell you the answer. Hmm. See, if you want to configure email notifications in Jenkins, so there is an option of add post build action. What is post build? So as the name suggests, post
After
build,
build.
yeah, after build, right? So once your build is completed, then you can select that option and it's an editable email notification. You can select the recipients, you can select their email addresses, you can select the subject also and the content template. So according to that, you can share the build status and the results via email notifications.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Hmm? Okay,
Yeah, okay, sir.
hmm, fine. So you were telling uh, before you were trying to answer this question, right, about Jenkins. So whenever the build is triggered, right? Yeah. So whenever the dev team is doing some changes, the build gets triggered. Then what are the different tests that we should perform in order to check the build health status?
Okay, so first of all, we'll done that. Um, like so depends. Like if it is are you asking about that Jenkins side or normal testing sides?
Normal automation side, which are the different automated tests that you will incorporate in the Jenkins so as to ensure that your
Okay.
build is healthy?
First, we'll do the retesting of the if it is a modified build, we
Hmm,
can able to retest that, and with the whole set of tests, we'll do the regression. So after integration, that it should not bother the other dependent builds. So that
hmm.
test I will do in the Jenkins.
Okay, so two tests you mentioned, retesting
Yes, retesting
and
and regression.
regression testing. So how will you do retesting?
So doing retesting, particularly focus on the fixes. So whether we'll check validate that whether it behaves as we intended. So according to the requirement. So if it is satisfies means we can able to pass that build.
Hmm,
So after pass that, we'll integrate to that the regression the other build the other dependent builds. So after integrating, we'll performing the regression kind of things. So after
hmm,
integrating, they should be working fine with the other dependent and interacting modules.
hmm. So retesting is something, for example, in build version 1.1, you found some
Okay.
defect. You have the steps to reproduce in the build 1.2, you will test it manually. But how
Okay.
will you check via Jenkins? Which are the different automated tests that you will perform via Jenkins? Retesting is something that you will have to do manually because
Manually.
it is a bit difficult to automate the user stories in the same sprint.
We-
Hmm?
Yeah. We can able to do regression in automation, like in Jenkins.
Regression. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah. So build is a new build, right? It
Okay.
also depends on what are the different features it has, right?
Okay. So
Hmm.
I'm not able to sure about that in the Jenkins, but
Hmm.
if it is a new build, I'll go with the smoke testing
Smoke
and
testing. Yes, yes,
yes.
absolutely. See, you can have a smoke test suite for any
Okay.
number of builds. So if you have identified critical functionalities that
Yes, sir.
should be up and working, irrespective of whichever build or build number it comes, then you will trigger smoke test always,
Okay,
right?
okay.
So
So
first
even in the
smoke
Jenkins
test.
also will follow this kind of thing for the new build and
Yeah, so what would happen in Jenkins? Whenever the build is triggered, then
again.
your automated test would get downloaded. And
Okay,
you can keep a command of triggering the smoke test also. So
okay,
generally,
okay,
yeah, this
okay,
is only done. They will be triggering smoke test in the Jenkins, and then the Jenkins will deliver the notification to you that all tests have passed. You can use this build for your further testing.
okay, sir.
Hmm? So it's a
Okay,
kind
okay.
of a gatekeeper, the smoke test automation in the CI/CD pipeline.
Yeah, okay.
Hmm. Okay. Uh, right. So you were telling about Jenkins. Okay. Which are the other CI/CD tools that you are aware about?
No, sir, I'm not able. I'm not aware about anything. Like I
Mm,
know about the Jenkins only is because it's
mm,
a famous tool.
mm.
So whether we'll try to study in the YouTube also, whether we did, I mean Jenkins only they are like preferring. So that's why I've just learned about the Jenkins only.
Okay, okay, no worries. Fine. Okay. Can we read the data from an Excel file using automation?
Yes, sir. We can read by using Apache PY API.
Mm, okay. So can you write the code of, let's say, if you have to read the data from one of the Excel file, which name is, for example, testing.xlsx. So
Okay.
yeah, so can you write the code for that? How will you read the data
O-
from, let's say, cell A1?
Okay. Okay, sir.
Mm, mm. Yeah,
Where do I write
I
in
have,
the chat
yeah,
box?
I have given you screen sharing rights. You can click on share screen button. You can write in the Notepad++.
Okay, so okay, sir.
Mm.
So what should I do? I'm not able to do.
Yeah, so just click on share screen button.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, and select the Notepad
And
window. Yeah, open Notepad
no.
window, Notepad++ or
Okay.
Notepad.
I
Yeah,
should share, right?
yeah, yeah. You need
First
to
of all,
share.
I should share.
Yes, yes. You need to
Okay.
share.
So is my
Yeah,
screen shared,
screen
sir?
is yeah, screen is visible. Now open Notepad++.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, minimize
Yeah.
this
Okay.
email. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just a second.
Hmm. Yeah. Can you maximize? Yeah.
Yeah. 1 second, sir.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay. So I need to use
Hmm.
Apache PY to.
So
Okay,
there
sir.
is a file that is book1 dot
Okay.
or say testing.xlsx, and you have to read the
Okay.
data from the A1 cell.
Okay. So I need to read. Okay.
Yeah, you need to
So
read the data.
I'll use the excess of file input stream. Stream equal to um, file file equal to new. So am I going in the correct path?
Yeah, yeah. So see, first you can attempt by yourself, and if anything
Yeah,
is
okay,
there,
sir.
then yeah,
Definitely.
then I'll update you at that.
Path of the Excel file. And after getting that, I'll work. Okay, so I need to pass the file into a book. Okay. So accessible. Mhm. No. Um, okay, I'm not sure about whether we have to create a new workbook or just I need to pass the file by
So
using the.
yeah, so let's say if you have to create a new workbook, yeah,
Okay.
and then yeah, what will you do?
Okay, so here I've used W as the reference variable. Um, dot sheet sheet dot get sheet or sheet dot get. So I'm not able to sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so maybe I can give a name of the sheet
Dot
and
workbook
also
dot get sheet you can use.
okay workbook
Mm,
dot get sheet.
mm,
Okay, so here I'll give the name or else I'll give the index of
mm,
the
correct.
uh, okay, so after entering into the sheet, I can able to use the get row num and get with the get row index, and I can able to get the like get last cell number. So get the column. So do I need to write or is that enough?
Okay, okay, fine, fine. So this is fine. So
Yeah.
now let me share my screen. See, in an
Yeah, okay, sir.
interview, if they ask you this kind of question, then you
Okay.
can write the code, or you can also explain them about your approach, right? Is my
Yeah,
screen
okay, sir.
visible?
One sec. Yes, sir. Now it's visible.
See, this is the main class, and this is the
Okay.
driver main method, right? We have used try catch block here. So you can
Okay.
read the data from the given file, or you can also
Okay.
create a new file. But if it is already there, so let's say the
Okay.
file name, it is irrespective of whatever the name. So you can read the data. So first of all, you can create the workbook instance, right? Then
Okay.
you need to get the desired sheet from the workbook. So there are multiple sheets in the workbook from which sheet
Yeah,
you
okay,
want to
sir.
read the data.
Yeah,
Then you
okay,
will
okay, sir.
iterate all the rows one by one, right? And this is the main logic that you have to come up in an interview, right? For each row, you will iterate through all the columns one by one. And if you
Okay.
have some specific cell, then you will mention that cell number, A1, for example, right? And then there will be two switch cases. One is the cell type is numeric, or the cell type has string
Yes,
value,
I'll take.
right? This is
Okay.
important. These things you have to tell in an interview, right? And then
Okay.
you'll close the file output streams,
Okay, sir.
right? And catch block at the end, right? So explain all these things. I'm not telling you to write all the code, but you can
Yeah,
explain
okay,
it in
but
a nutshell. Yeah.
okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Great. Fine. So, hmm. So which are the different locators that you are aware about?
In Selenium, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I am aware of the ID,
Hmm.
ID locator, name,
Hmm.
class name, tag name, CSS selectors, and the link text and partial link text and XPath. So these are the locators I am aware about
Hmm.
Selenium.
Okay. Now, what strategy will you employ to handle dynamic elements, or let's say elements with changing attributes, right? So what,
Okay.
yeah. Hmm. What would be your strategy
On
to
that time,
ensure?
I'll use the relative XPath with number of references I'll give. So
Hmm.
with that relative XPath with one or two references, so I can able to handle the dynamic changing element.
Okay. Any other suggestion or any other strategy that you would like to
We
have?
So we can use the CSS selectors so for the
Mm,
changing dynamic element. So we can use because of the changing element, the ID will be changed and class name will be refreshed.
mm.
Once we refresh, it will change sometime. So in my learnings, I can able to go with the CSS selectors or expert by giving their different reference to the experts.
Okay. Okay, fine. See, if you get this kind of question related to strategy, okay,
Okay.
then these two are good things that you mentioned about CSS and about relative XPath. Apart from that, you also have to tell about the other points. See, these two
Okay.
pointers you covered, right? Unique
Okay.
identifiers, you will be taking IDs, names, CSS,
Okay.
right? Now, what about partial matches? If the attribute values of the elements are partially dynamic or changing, you can use contains
Okay.
function in the XPath
Yes, sir.
to locate them, right? You can also have
Mm.
wait strategy. So I'm not telling you to go for hard-coded delays, but soft delays,
Okay.
explicit wait, which is uh, which is getting
Later
true
we'll wait.
based on
Yeah.
condition. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, which will get true based on some condition to be working, right? Then you can also use WebDriver waits. You can keep retry mechanism. This is very important. Whenever
Okay.
your
Once it get failed, we have to retry like two or three times. Whether
absolutely,
like we can verify that.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So that thing you can do. Then page object model you can use as one of the design pattern, which will make your automation very reliable, right?
Okay.
Then dynamic test data. So you can use the parameterization in a proper manner. It should not be hard coded within the scripts, right?
Okay.
Using of attributes, and you need to regularly update your locators whenever you get some notification from the development team that somebody or UI UX has changed. You'll run your scripts and you will see if any things are getting failed, then you will update your locators,
Yeah. Okay, sir.
right? So these things you can tell. Okay, Gokul. I am done with the automation interview. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir, not yet. I'll ask in the final
Yeah, yeah.
thing, sir.
Okay, okay. Thank you.